Hello, beautiful one, and welcome to my channel. I am so grateful for you, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is the winter solstice, and so in celebration of that, we are asking Spirit, what messages do they have for us as we go through the winter season? So these messages will be good from today or whenever you see this video through till March 21st when we move into the spring season. Today I have three piles. Pile 1 is the rose quartz, pile 2 is the amethyst, and pile 3 is the clear quartz. If you'd like to, you can stop the video, kind of reflect or meditate, and decide which pile is calling to you. I do have the time codes listed in the description box below. So you can go to your video when you decide which pile is the one that is calling to you. Also, remember, if the pile that you chose does not really resonate with you when you get into the reading, you can always go to one of the other piles because these are general readings and sometimes they may not fit. If you do resonate with it and you enjoy your reading, I would really appreciate it if you would share, like, and subscribe to help our channel. All right. When you're done, you can go ahead and start, and I will go ahead with pile 1 now. Hello, group 1. If you chose the rose quartz crystal, this is your reading. And I'm going to go ahead and start with your oracle cards. Let's see what we have from Spirit. Observer, peace, black egg, endless possibilities, and walking away. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so let's start with the black egg. The black egg is something that we hold deep inside of us. It's the truth of who we think we are and how the world works and how we fit in with the world. The black egg also represents the throat chakra. And sometimes what happens is that we don't really speak the truth of how we really feel because we want to make sure that we fit in with our family, our friends, our co-workers, our society, community. And so with the black egg, you may be getting nudgings from within to start questioning some of those beliefs that you grew up with, because as children, we take on the beliefs of our role in society from our parents or teachers, our community, our religious communities. We kind of get the idea of how everything works from them. And then as we have life experiences, we may start to question that. We may start to say, I'm not really sure I totally believe everything, but you may not actually be voicing that. You may be thinking it, but not voicing it. And I think, with these cards, what Spirit is trying to say is that it may be time to kind of not, go out there and start saying, I don't believe any of this, but being an observer and taking a fresh look at yourself and your role in the world and how the world works, because things are kind of changing. And taking a fresh look and just taking off or putting to the side any of the beliefs that you already have, any of the preconceptions, putting them to the side and just observing, just taking notes and looking at how all of the different stars are aligning, how the moon works, how do you think you really do fit in the world? And a lot of that is kind of coming from within you. You have to take a moment and you have to really sit with it and think of all the different possibilities. Do you have a belief system that you can't go out and do something that you've really wanted to do? You feel like you can't do it because, of your gender or your background or even your age, right? Like maybe you think, oh, I've been living my life this way for so long. I can't change who I am or the role that I play. But what's happening is that inside of you, you might be getting a little bit of a nudging that says, you know, it may be time to observe some of the perceptions that you have about yourself and the world, and maybe start walking away from some of those so that you can have more internal peace. Because sometimes when we just keep, like, you know, living the life that we've been kind of told that, you know, that's the way life is, and so that's the role that you have to play. When we keep doing that, then inside we have a lot of internal conflict. All right, let's go to the tarot cards and see, you know, get some more clarification on this. Okay, so we start with the Two of Air, and this is the good tarot. So that's like the Two of Swords. Nine of Air is like the Nine of Swords. Four of Water is like the Four of Cups. Five of Earth is like the Five of Pentacles. Seven of Air is like the Seven of Swords. I actually have an extra one here. Spirit, where would you like these? All right, we'll put that one there. And then the Sun card at the end. Okay, so you got an extra card in here. Nice. All right, and to clarify the Two of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles clarifies the Nine of Swords. The Four of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles clarifying the Sun. Okay, so it does appear that at this time, maybe what you're doing is it's time to kind of like observe and notice, like, she's kind of like almost dressed like a bird, right? And then she has two birds on one on each hand, and she's really looking at it. She's really observing it. And she has the other one here. It's not like she's kind of like put it away. She's just spending time really focusing in on this bird. It's like one option. It may be that, you know, this is kind of the role that you have been thinking that you're to play in this life. And you're looking at that, or you may be looking at some other possibilities. It's time maybe to focus on some other possibilities and just take note of it. It doesn't mean that you have to choose that one. It's that you're just observing it. I also think it's interesting because she actually has her back to us, I think, and then she's looking at this one bird, but there's kind of like a shield on her back, and it's kind of like a protection. And I think that it's saying that Spirit is protecting you right now as you're kind of going out there and looking at some other options, but you're also trying to protect your own heart. You know, you may have put up some blocks or barriers, because the Two of Swords also means that, you know, it's typically with the two swords crossed in front of the woman, and it's kind of like, you know, you're blocking yourself, you're protecting yourself. But it may be time to go ahead and start making some other observations. With the King of Pentacles, the other thing is that, you know, the king is you know, he's very grounded. He obviously tends to make a lot of money and everything, but he can be kind of stubborn. And it may be that, you know, it doesn't have to be a male, but it could be that you maybe have a male in your life that has kind of dominated what your role is, either in your family, your friend circle, your work situation, your career. It may be that you have someone that is kind of like dominating and telling you like what role you should play. And perhaps it's time to kind of like see how she's kind of looking away from him and kind of making up her own mind what she thinks about this bird. Okay? Because your next cards, which is the Nine of Air, which is normally like the Nine of Swords, and we kind of think of that as the Sleepless Nights card. But if you look at this, she looks very peaceful, doesn't she? And we have the Peace card here. She looks very peaceful, and flying all around her are the doves, which are a sign of peace also. And with the Page of Pentacles, it means that you might be getting some new information or a new opportunity to start looking at some other possibilities that you didn't think were maybe possible for you, that maybe you had only dreamt of. Because look at her concentration. She's just like really peaceful. She's thinking about something and really internalizing it and being peaceful. And so maybe it is through this observing and kind of going out and looking at other possibilities that you'll find this peace. And I think it's kind of interesting because here is the black egg, and then look at how she's kind of like a mermaid, and she's holding this orb or bubble or ball of some sort, some sphere, kind of like the egg, right? She's holding it out in front of her, kind of like looking at it and saying, is this what I believe? Is this my truth? Kind of like this, right? Kind of like really looking at it. Is this what I believe, or is this what I've been told to believe? What do I think is really true? And it's maybe time to kind of like not hold on to the past ideas. It may be time to kind of like step out and think about some of the different possibilities for you in your life. Because we have the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. And these two cards, you know, in the traditional tarot cards, kind of Five of Pentacles means that you kind of feel left out. And Seven of Swords is kind of like, you know, either you have been betrayed or you're kind of betraying yourself. And maybe it is time. Maybe you're kind of thinking, hey, am I betraying myself? Am I keeping myself away from my own happiness by not going out and looking at all the different possibilities for my own life? And what beliefs do I really have? Because here's the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow moving kind of energy. But look, once again, he is like holding up the pentacle, right? He's really observing it. He's kind of like saying, hey, what is the truth? They're all saying the same thing. It's time to observe. It's kind of time to start questioning some of the things that, you know, you thought were always true. And this is probably coming from within, where you're kind of feeling like, you know, I'm not really sure I believe that anymore. I don't know what you may be feeling like, I don't know what I believe. And that's perfectly fine, because right now is a time to kind of like maybe walk away from what you totally believe. And it doesn't mean you have to actually walk out of the gate and leave everybody behind, but maybe it's just time to start that reflection with open eyes and an open heart, and not just wearing the, you know, the glasses that everybody has been telling you to wear your entire life. Because with the Sun card, that is true happiness. When you work at what you know to be true, you're going to find true happiness. This is probably, you know, this is for the next 3 months. This is not something that, you know, you're going to come, you're going to have a revelation overnight. This is something, this is a journey for you to start looking at what it is that you believe about yourself, about the role that you play in your family, your friends, your career. Are you on the path that you want to be on? And it's asking you to not just kind of like blindly believe what everybody has always told you, that it's okay for you to ask yourself, what do I know to be true for me? Okay, so here's your angel card. We'll read it. Oh, it's breakthrough. How many beautiful heartfelt wishes have been crushed by fear? How many times has society's voice of disapproval cast a shadow on your dreams? It is time to break free of these false beliefs and realize your dreams. Allow your heart to guide you. Trust your inner guidance. The time is right. Okay, so, it's maybe not just the truth, but it's your dream. What is it? What possibility do you see for yourself that you kind of have been like denying yourself and saying, I just don't know if I can do that. I don't have the right background. I don't have the right education. I don't have the right gifts or the qualities or whatever it is. It may be time to kind of say, you know what? Why do you think that can hold you back? Right? You can do anything that you really want to do. If you put your heart to it, if you work at it, right? It will bring you happiness. It's time for the breakthrough. It's time for you to find out who it is that you really are. What is your truth? What is true for you about the world? It's a beautiful reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye, Group 1. Hello, Group 2. If you chose the Amethyst crystal, then this is your reading. Put that to the side, and we're going to start with your oracle cards first. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. Breathe. Ascended Masters. Bat. Ears wide open. An Angel of Balance. Okay, so this is a pretty specific reading, and so if this doesn't seem to resonate with you, you may want to go to one of the other piles, because with the bat spirit here, this is really for people that are maybe coming out of a very difficult time. You might be at the end of that difficult time. You haven't really finished it. You're having a hard time letting go. Because with the bat energy, the bat, kind of waits for the day to end and then comes out at night. And with the bat energy, what we're seeing is that you're having a hard time transitioning from going from one period in your life to another. So it could be the end of, a significant relationship or a huge career change, or maybe you've had to make, a physical move because of your job or because of family issues or something like that. Like you've had to travel and maybe, move to a new city, which can be really difficult. And so you're still in that transitioning period. And what Spirit wants you to know is not to worry. They are here. They are working with you. And really just to call on them and ask for their guidance and their support, because they are here. They are with you, and they are supporting you during this difficult time. And I can really tell with these cards that you really are coming out of a very difficult time. And one of the things that they're suggesting is that with the ears wide open is not to get caught up in like looking at social media, maybe even the news, just kind of like getting yourself lost in things that'll get your mind just off of whatever it is that you're having difficulty moving on from, because they're trying to talk to you. And with ears wide open, Spirit is saying, don't distract yourself with all the things that we sometimes do distract ourselves with when we're trying to get our minds off of a sad situation. But instead, practice meditation, walking in nature, just turn off, the phone, the devices, anything that kind of like helps to distract you, turn all of that off. And don't be afraid, because sometimes, when we turn that off, we feel like, oh, I don't know, I'm going to have to be sitting with these feelings. And Spirit wants you to know that it's okay, because they're there with you. And they're trying to whisper to you. They're trying to give you information to help you to come into a more peaceful place. And what they're saying is that right now, you don't need to take a lot of action. All you really need to do is just relax and breathe. and, you know, go really spend time in nature, listening to the birds chirping and feeling the grass on your bare feet, although it's winter, so that's going to be kind of difficult, but really spending time walking in the snow, doing those types of things so that you can really connect to who you are. And they are here to help you let go of whatever, you know, that you've had to leave behind. There's obviously some type of, you know, situation, whether romance, family, career, that you've had to kind of leave behind. You're in a transition period and you're going into a much better place. You know, your future really does hold a lot of greatness and happiness for you, because they're here, they're guiding you. You may have even, you know, gone through a dark night of the soul or some type of spiritual awakening, and you're just kind of like, you know, it's difficult. It's a difficult time. And what they're saying is that they're here for you. Let's go to the tarot cards and see what clarification we can get on this. Okay, so we have 7 of Earth, which is like the 7 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups, that's nice. That's nice. Strength card. The Lovers. 3 of Water, which is like the 3 of Cups. This is really nice because, you know, you have 2 major arcana here. And you have some happy cards here. So if you are feeling right now very kind of sad and just not like really sure of the future, you have the 10 of the Cups and the 3 of Cups here. You have, you know, you have some really happy times coming ahead. So let's look. You have the 10 of Wands, Justice, the Lovers again, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Death card, the Transformation card. Okay, so you definitely are, you're at the end of a cycle, and just keep that in mind. Something is coming to an end, and it may be something that you really worked at for a very long time. You know, it could have been a project, a relationship, you know, anything, you know, a career, and it's coming to an end. Like, it was a heavy, heavy burden. And what, you know, Spirit is saying is that it's time to breathe. It's time to go ahead and let it go. You did the very, very best that you could. And Spirit wants you to know that. Like, I can really feel that, you know, there's, that you really, really tried. Know in your heart that you really, really tried. And that they're here with you. That's why they're bringing you in happiness, because they know that you put the effort into it. Whatever happened in the past, it didn't end because you didn't work hard enough at it. You really, really did, because the Ascended Masters, and it's interesting because one of the Ascended Masters is Buddha, and we have, you know, Buddha on here. And the 10 of Cups with the Justice, it means you may feel like you didn't get your just rewards in the past. And what Spirit is saying is that things are going to come into balance. Let the universe take care of it. Let, you know, the law of attraction, let the karma take care of it. And you're going to get your 10 of Cups because you did do your very best. And don't worry about it. Right now, you might be feeling like, I can't let go of that because I really tried, and you know, I didn't get, you know, it wasn't balanced. Somebody, you know, got the better. You may feel like somebody got the better of you or took advantage of you. But in the end, you're going to have your 10 of Cups. They want you to know that. You do not have to worry, because you do have the strength of the angels on your side and within you. You have the strength to get through this. You're almost done. The burden is being dropped. just go ahead and let it go, because you have a new love. Look at how similar all these cards are. You have the strength and love. And you know, if you're not leaving a relationship behind, it may also signify that you have people around you that really love you and are helping you get through this time. And know that the angels are helping you. They're there with you. But there is, with the Three of Pentacles, there is, like, you may be working with some other people to get through this. You know, it could be a financial hardship, that you're, you lost your job and you're feeling like, wow, that just wasn't fair. I did a really good job, for them. And, for whatever reason, you lost your career, your job, and you're feeling like there's a lot of injustice. But there are people that do want to help you, that love you and want to help you to get through this. And if it was romance, if it was a romantic relationship that you've had to leave, you need to know that you have a lot of love coming in. You have the Lovers card, and the Ten of Cups. You have long-lasting love. It's going to work. Because in the end here, you have the Three of Cups. So this is a celebration of your transformation. What you have to remember is that when something leaves our life, we have to let it go so that the new can come in and we can celebrate it. Okay? You're going through a transformation right now. And as difficult as it is, in the end, you're going to have a lot of happiness and love. The angels want you to know that. There's no doubt about it. You're protected by them. They're putting people, if the people aren't in your life right now, the people are on their way in order to help you, to work with you for whatever is the next part of your journey. Okay, let's look at your angel message and see what you have. Okay, so you have Jewel. Every event in life presents us with a new opportunity to experience ever greater love. Okay, so that is really resonating with this, because, you may have had to lose something in the past, but you have lots of love and light coming into your life in the future. There is a jewel to be found within every teardrop. Trust. We, your angels, are guiding the current events. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by ever greater bonds of love. Trust. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. And, that comes right back to this. Look at that. They're saying that, the people around you, that there is a lot of strength that you're getting stronger because of what you're going through. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by ever greater bonds of love. And look at that. You have the Strength card, the Two Lovers card. You are going to get through this, and the bonds between you are going to be even stronger than before. So you have to trust. The tears that you've left, they're going to turn into tears of joy. And I do think that some of you especially probably feel like you had some type of an injustice with whatever that you've had to leave behind, and not to worry about it. That things are that we are guiding the current events. They are guiding everything. They're going to take care of that. So let it go. Let it go. Let the angels take care of whatever injustice that you think has occurred. Let it go and start to embrace the happiness, the true happiness that you have coming in the future, because you will get your just rewards. Everything will work out in your favor. Good luck to you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and, lots of love and light to you. Goodbye, Group 2. Hello, Group 3. If you chose the clear quartz crystal, then this is your reading. And we're going to start with your oracle cards. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Orphaned, kindred partnership, fire ant, bearing fruit, and door to romance. Okay, so this is probably has something to do with either a very significant relationship in your life, possibly a romantic relationship. Because as you can see, as we go from one end of the cards to the other, we have orphaned and then we have door to romance. So in the end, it looks like you're going to have a happy ending, but right now you might be feeling orphaned. So you may have recently, had a separation from somebody that you love, whether it's romantic or family or even just a really good friend. And one of the things that I kind of feel is that, when we're orphaned, we feel really hurt. And sometimes with the fire ant spirit, it's kind of indicating that you might be almost like retaliating, saying, unkind things about the person that you're separated from, or perhaps, if it was a job, I kind of really feel like it's more of a relationship. But, you say unkind things because you're so hurt, right? And maybe you feel like you were taken advantage of or betrayed in some way, because look at how, devastated, how sad that, she is in this picture. And when we're in that feeling, sometimes the only thing we can do is kind of lash out at others, either at the person that we're upset with or people around us that will kind of listen. And that's kind of typical of what we got to do when our feelings are really hurt. But what Spirit is kind of indicating here is that you have to ask yourself, with bearing fruit, is like, what can you take away from that relationship? And what can you learn? Because you definitely are going somewhere new. Okay, you have the door of romance here. And so you want to make sure that when, you're staying in a positive vibe so that you can bring in new partnerships or new relationships, new connections into your life that are positive. Because sometimes when we have to separate from other people, when we have to let them go, one of the reasons is because we're about to attract something better into our life. And so you want to make sure that you're raising your vibration so that you can bring in some really positive partnerships into your life. So let's look at the tarot and see what other, information that we can get, some clarification here. All right, so we have the Hierophant, the Ace of Air, which is like the Ace of Swords, the Four Air, which is the Four of Swords, Patience, which is Temperance, and Chariot. Okay, so you have three major arcana here. So you definitely, you have, guidance from the angels and from Spirit here. This is definitely like a major thing that has occurred in your life. And that's possibly why you are feeling really, really hurt by whatever happened. So let's see, we have 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 6 of Swords, and Judgment. Okay, so I definitely feel like it's a relationship that you probably thought was your happy ever after. It could, with the Hierophant card, it could definitely have been like a marriage or a true significant other in your life. And you're feeling separated from that person. And if this is not like resonating with you, you may want to go ahead and choose one of the other piles, because this is pretty specific to some some kind of separation from something that you really thought was a long-term, either a marriage. It could be a career, but I really feel like this is more relationship. But it's, it could be family members. It could be something. Hierophant is kind of like, your true belief systems that you thought were going to last forever, that were going to be your happy ever after. And with the Orphan card, I feel like that relationship has ended in the past. And, you may have with the Ace of Air, that's like the Ace of Swords. You may have gotten some information that may have made you think, maybe this isn't my true love. But what Spirit wants you to know is that you do have a true love coming in to your life. It may not be the person that you thought it was, right? But you have, partnerships coming in. You have new relationships coming in. And so with the fire ant energy, remember, like a lot of times, this is kind of like, like the fire ants, if you've ever been, bitten by a fire ant, it is really terrible. And what they do is they just kind of like swarm and attack, right? Like you get anywhere near their mound and they all come and attack. And what Spirit is asking you is that as you heal from this situation, because the Four of Air is like the healing card, you're kind of looking at, the cups and what you left behind, but it's time to go. It's kind of time to leave the cups behind and go off on your voyage, and to try to stay positive. Try to put the negative feelings behind, find other ways to get, your frustrations or your sadness out. Spend time in nature, exercising, just like do things so that when you feel this, sadness or, maybe even anger coming up, you need to find another way to vent that. Go ahead and feel those feelings. Do not, suppress the feelings, but also make sure that you're not retaliating and saying negative things about the person that you've left behind. Make sure that you're keeping your vibrations high, because as you move away, you're going to learn lessons, and you're going to take those into your next relationship. And you need to have patience with that. You need to give yourself the time to heal. You need to give yourself time, but it's time to move on. And you're moving on into calmer waters. And by doing that, you're going to learn some lessons about yourself and about that relationship. And those are so important so that you can have more balance in your life. Your past relationship possibly wasn't very balanced. And so one of the lessons that you're learning through this is to find more balance, is to, have it so that you can stand in the boat and the boat will rock, but it may not, it won't fall over, right? You need to have balance in your life, and your past relationship may not have felt very balanced. And it could be one reason why you're feeling kind of angry about that. You possibly gave so much to that relationship, gave so much of yourself to that relationship. And so you're angry about the ending of that. But here, Spirit is saying, hold on, because you have a new door to romance coming open. And look at, in the cage, you kind of like, you've been, you are going to have the key to open that heart. Or the person that you meet is going to have the key to open your heart. And it's the number 33. So it's definitely, orchestrated by Spirit. It'll all happen in divine time. You just have to be very patient. And when it comes in, it's going to move quickly. But here, the Chariot is also kind of like another balancing card, because you see there's the two horses. And you have to make sure that, you're keeping the horses both going kind of like in the same direction, not and at the same speed. And it's like, make sure you're keeping yourself balanced. You know, stay healthy, eat healthy foods. You know, sometimes when you have a breakup, you tend to go for the cookie dough and the ice cream. That's how I am, right? And what Spirit is saying is, you know, just make sure that you're staying balanced in your life, that you have, you know, good people around you, and that you try to stay as positive as you possibly can. Because, you know, this is with the Judgment card, this entire situation is totally, you know, is orchestrated by Spirit. It's a divine occurrence in your life. And at this moment, you may not see that. You may say, no, that was something I really, really wanted, whatever, right? And what they're saying to you is, no, we have this. And you're going to be fine. You're going to have you're going to get your happy ever after. It's just maybe not the happy ever after that you thought it was. And that is the really exciting part about life sometimes, is that, you know, things, when you look back, things always work out for the best. And so that's why they're really asking you, make sure you're staying positive. Don't feel so orphaned. When you're feeling orphaned, go find some friends to be around that can help bring up your vibration so that you can be at that level, so that your new romance that comes in is at the level that you need, that meets your level. This didn't work. This didn't work. Leave it behind. Go on your new voyage. You have new romance coming in. All right, let's go to your angel card and see what you have. Believe. Be open to all possibilities and opportunities. Let go of preconceived ideas. There is nothing to fear. You are constantly surrounded by love. Start to believe in yourself and trust your instincts. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities abound, provided you are flexible and retain an open heart and mind. Believe, because all is possible. And, you know, this is, you know, if this wasn't romantic, although I kind of really feel like this is a kind of a romance thing, is that, you know, you may be actually questioning yourself, because you may be sitting there going, well, that's what I thought my happy ever after would look like. And what Spirit is kind of saying is that, you know, what you are as you're going through this journey, you may find out that what you thought you believed in as a happy ever after is not really, in the end, what is going to be your happy ever after. And so you have to keep a really open mind right now. Look at all the possibilities. Stay away from the negative, and kind of like go out and say, you know what, I'm going to stay positive, and I'm going to stay open to whatever comes, because Spirit is guiding this, and they have wonderful plans for you. I'm so excited for you, Group 3. Lots of love and light to you. Goodbye.